Hi there guys, Sam here. Yeah, you joined me in the Golf R for a bit of a kind of 10,000 mile kind of overview of the car. I'm actually on about 10,100 miles in the car. Yeah, just to give a bit of an overview of that, a bit around costs. Has anything kind of gone wrong in that kind of time? How's the car feeling with sort of 10,000 miles on the clock? You know, does it feel tight? Does it feel good? And that kind of aspect of it all. So yeah, I'll get straight into it. So I'll start off a little bit around sort of costs initially. So straight away, fuel. Obviously it's a four-wheel drive, 300 brake horsepower hyper hatch, and I've kind of averaged around sort of 33 miles per gallon. Sometimes I'd get high 20s, sort of on short journeys and stuff, but sometimes I'd get low 40s, and it kind of averaged itself out around about that, which I don't think is too bad. Obviously, fuel is going to cost you thousands of pounds per year, and it's a big expense to consider. But the Golf R has not been too bad, certainly over the first kind of miles I've been doing. Servicing, so I haven't serviced the car yet. It's got an oil change at 11,000 miles. Cost wise, I don't think an oil change is going to cost me too much. You know, I'd be very surprised if it's you know, if I get a high quote on that from VW. It's an oil change, so it shouldn't be too bad at all. But again, I'll feed back in a later video how that goes. Tyres, so tyres tread wise, I've done a little check around all of them. They're really good condition. You know, they've certainly got thousands and thousands of miles left, kind of thing. Fronts will probably go before the rears, but yeah, no problems with tread. No need to kind of replace the tyres during my ownership so far. Other thing is brakes. Obviously, they're big brakes, big discs, for obviously what is essentially a road car. And I suppose in my mind they're probably about 20 to 30% worn. Obviously, I'll find out when I do a service what they're like, but that's something they've got loads of life left. I'm quite gentle on the brakes because they've got so much stopping power. You rarely have to, you know, go hard on the anchors. So the brakes have been fine, but I would imagine when it does come to replacing them in however many tens of thousands of miles of time, it would be a bit of a cost, more so than a normal car. Tiny things like windscreen washer, because it does have windscreen washer at the front lights. I do find I kind of get through that quite a lot, probably more than another car, sort of my Fiesta I suppose to compare, but that's sort of like a minor expense. You know, you can get windscreen washer fluid from anywhere kind of thing, so it's not a big expense at all. So over the course kind of my ownership, I mean, I've got about another 3 months before I've had it for a full year. The car is actually just over a year old now. And for reference, I picked it up 3 months old, with about 1,400 miles on the clock. But yeah, so insurance costs for me, obviously I haven't paid out anything. You know, there's been no issues with the car at all. Well, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Insurance wise, the only thing I had to do was replace the windscreen, which was £75. So I've got a big nice stone chip and a crack, which I have done a video on, a small video just going over that. So that was £75. Doesn't affect your excess, doesn't affect anything. It's just you get the replacement windscreen. So that was quite early on. It's probably the only real main cost I've actually really had, sort of externally on the car. Insurance wise, its costs varies for many different people, to be fair. For me, I'm 27. You know, I've been driving for sort of 9 years. Yeah, never had an accident. Plenty of no claims discount. It's not too bad actually, to be fair. So I pay around £430 a year for insurance on this car, which isn't a bad cost, not too dissimilar from my Fiesta. So an overview on that, it's not too bad at all. Tax wise, it's £140 because it goes into a new tax brackets, which came into play in the UK anyway in sort of April 2017. And actually, funnily enough, because my other half has got her tax to renew, they've actually upped it again by another £5. So her Fiesta ST is actually now also £140, which kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? You know, four-wheel drive Golf R, exactly same amount of tax as a front-wheel drive, you know, light, more economical Fiesta ST. But yeah, that's yeah, government rule changes for you. But ultimately, it works out quite well for me. £140 is not bad at all on tax for the type of car it is. And I think like for like, if you got this car before that date, that April 2017 date, you're looking over sort of £220 now on tax. So it's a bit of a saving on that side. Obviously the car's well under warranty. You know, I've got another 2 years left on warranty. had no warranty work. I'll probably ask a few questions when I take it in for a service, which shouldn't be too long. Yeah, within the next sort of 900 miles, so I'll take it in. Yeah, but there's been no real need for me to do it, you know. There's been no rattles, there's been nothing. It's faultless. And I have done some sort of varied driving, do a lot of motorway driving for work, but I also, you know, on the weekend when I can, I'll do a nice fun drive or something like that, and, you know, just take it for a blast, and it's never really had any problems. And obviously, you know, anyone knows the roads in the UK, they're not great. Yeah, I do yearn for sort of like a Singapore style road where, yeah, roadworks are all done at night and the roads are so smooth. It would be great, but yeah, unfortunately not the case here in the UK. So even with potholes and stuff, I've had no issues on that side. You know, I suppose for motorway driving you do get a few stone chips on the car, but it's like really minor and tiny stuff, you wouldn't even notice it, kind of thing. I suppose another thing that I have done, in the snow, I did sadly slightly curb my Cadiz wheels, just the front left one, and because it's actually a diamond cut, the repair is a little bit more expensive and a little bit more confusing, in the sense you can only do a repair on a diamond cut alloy about 2 or 3 times, compared to other alloys where you can, you know, just standard stuff you can just repair as and when. Yeah, a little bit more tricky with diamond cut, but I haven't repaired it yet. You know, it's not too bad. I've done no upgrades on the car. You know, I've talked about a few things, mostly OEM stuff. And again, I've had great comments actually from people sort of recently, last couple of weeks as well. It's been really good. No upgrades on the car. Yeah, spoken about sort of OEM parts, and again, you know, potential kind of replacing the tyres and stuff like that, but it doesn't need it yet. You know, potential replacing the wheels for Pretorias. You know, there's options. You know, you can get the Akrapovic exhaust, you can get sort of the Club Sport S brakes, you can get all sorts of little stuff which really does enhance the car. I've also done a video a bit on Revo as well, which is obviously a bit more out of warranty kind of stuff. But yeah, nothing on this. You know, it's a completely standard car, and it's been sort of faultless, really, to be honest, over these miles. You know, the stuff like the basic stuff like the dampening in sort of like the door pockets and in sort of like the glove box to everything. It's a real class act. And you know, I've done a few miles as well in my dad's sort of Ford Focus, his 2016, it's 1.5 EcoBoost. Yeah, he's had the Ford Focus, and you just notice the quality isn't quite there. It's a great car, and obviously, you know, half the price. But yeah, you just know it, and it's really given me a better appreciation, having done about 150 miles in that Focus, of the quality of this kind of car. And obviously, I came very close to buying it as well. So yeah, obviously not as good as the Golf R, but yeah, a very capable car. But the quality in this is second to none. I suppose the last thing, kind of over a little bit around costs, is a bit on depreciation. Something that's probably been worrying me a little bit more than it probably should. Yeah, maybe I'm that sort of person. But for reference, I paid, you know, second-hand 1,400 odd miles. I paid 24,000 for this car from Volkswagen. And when I came to nearly selling it, yeah, that was sort of 2 weeks ago, the dealer actually offered me 21,000 for it, which isn't actually too bad at all on depreciation. Again, privately, I'd probably be able to get a little bit more than that, maybe sort of 22. You know, I'd certainly buy it for that. And yeah, so as an actual overall ownership proposition, it's really, really good, and something that's quite incredible, really, for what it is. You know, 300 brake horsepower, 4-wheel drive, bit of a monster. It's extremely capable, and over the sort of 10,000 miles the car has done, there's been nothing wrong with it. It's just as good as new. You know, you could walk into a VW dealership for a brand new VW Golf R, and it wouldn't look too dissimilar to this one, frankly, because they're so refined, and you can just do hundreds of. It just gives you the impression you can do hundreds of thousands of miles in the car. You wouldn't have any rattles or anything, and it's a credit to the car. You know, I look after my cars quite a lot, so obviously I want to keep it as running as good as possible. But you know, it's the car's doing a lot in terms of, you know, the quality, and the German engineering is really, really good. That's kind of it. A bit of a 10,000 mile overview. The car's been brilliant. It's as fast as anything. It's as fun as anything. It's refined as anything. It's a great daily. I've done so many other videos that I kind of make this one a little bit shorter, just to kind of like a little bit of an overview for sort of 10,000 miles the car has done. I will kind of update people when I do the service as well, let you know the costs around that, and if there's any other problems with the car, if they've spotted anything potentially that I haven't, and again stuff like tyre wear, brake wear, what their kind of thoughts are. But yeah, the car has been fantastic, and yeah, despite coming close to selling it, I'm very, very glad that I'm still sitting in it, as it is a fantastic car, and you know, it always puts a smile on my face. And again, I hope the content I've been giving to you guys is helpful and useful, and you know, really enjoyed the comments I've been having with you, just on your kind of experiences of your Golf R, or just if you're looking to buy a Golf R or something like that. It's been really cool. So yeah, give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if it's helped, and yeah, like and subscribe for more content on my Golf R. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers, guys.